Remember your first steps, first words, your favorite toy when you were 2? No? Well, that's weird. You lived it, you laughed, you cried, you probably fell on your face a few times. But today, if you try to look back, it's like peering into a foggy void. So what happened to your memories? Welcome to the mystery of infantile amnesia. Almost all humans, regardless of culture, gender, or location, can't remember much of anything before the age of 3. This isn't a glitch, it's a feature. In fact, it's so universal that even the father of psychoanalysis, Sigmund Freud, tried to explain it over 100 years ago. His theory, you forgot your early childhood because you were repressing trauma. Yikes. But today we know it's not about trauma. Babies forget everything, even the fun stuff. Meet Dr. Sarah Power, a researcher at the Max Planck Institute for Human Development. She studies the way memories form in children and in mice. Yes, mice. Stay with us. She found that infantile amnesia and childhood amnesia are actually two different beasts. Infantile amnesia, 0 to 2.5 years, memories disappear completely. Childhood amnesia, 3 to 6 years, memories survive, but they're patchy, like Swiss cheese. To test this, Sarah and her team gave baby mice some simple experiences, then waited. When the mice grew up, they didn't remember anything. But when scientists peeked inside their brains, they found biochemical footprints from those early experiences. The mice had learned, but forgotten. So what's going on? It turns out those memories aren't erased. They're just locked away. To truly remember something, your brain needs a few critical upgrades. 1. Language. Without words, memories are like files with no labels. The brain stores them, but can't find them later. Language is the librarian that organizes your mental library. 2. Self-awareness. Before the age of 2, babies don't fully understand that they are, well, them. They pass something called the mirror test around 18 to 20. Only after that can they start saying, that happened to me. 3. Time perception. For a toddler, everything is now. But around age 3, kids begin to understand before and after, which lets the brain create a timeline and put memories on it. Put all these pieces together, and you get something powerful. Episodic memory. The ability to recall the what, when, and where of your life. Scientists even managed to genetically rewire mice brains, and poof, forgotten memories came back. What does this mean? That your baby memories may still exist. They're just buried behind a kind of biological password system. Think of your brain as a hard drive, except no one told you the password for the first 3 folders. So how come you remember how to walk, talk, or ride a bike, but not when you learned them? Different type of memory. Procedural memory, aka muscle memory. It lives deep in your brain, in places like the cerebellum and basal ganglia. It doesn't care about birthdays or words, it just helps you do stuff. No narration needed. And then there's semantic memory. You might not remember learning that Paris is the capital of France, but you know it. An emotional memory, that warm, fuzzy feeling when you smell cookies baking. That might be your brain whispering, remember Grandma's kitchen? Even if you don't. Here's the twist. Memory isn't just a storage system, it's a storytelling system. Your brain remembers best when it tells stories, especially if those stories are told out loud, often, and by you. Psychologist Patricia Bauer found that children who were encouraged to talk about their experiences remembered more and with greater detail years later. But here's the key. They had to be the ones telling the story. Saying, my mom told me I fell at the park is one thing. But saying, I fell at the park because I was running too fast. That's how memories become yours. Why does the brain choose to forget its earliest years? Maybe to grow. Dr. Power suggests that infantile amnesia is not a flaw, but a reset button. The brain starts off absorbing everything, then prunes what it doesn't need. Kind of like formatting a new computer before installing the final operating system. Other animals don't need this reset. They have to survive right away. But humans, we're not born to survive alone. We're born to grow together, to become part of a culture, a language, a shared story, to belong before we become a self. So maybe it's not about what we forget, but what we make room to remember. Maybe those empty years, those blank pages, aren't missing pieces. They're scaffolding, the invisible foundation of who we are. You are not just the sum of your memories, you're also the sum of their gaps. And sometimes the things we forget are what let us become someone new. See you next time.